Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Kader Kohou, who's a cornerback out of Texas A&M Commerce. Bonjour, buddy.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Had to sneak in a little French there because, I know you came from Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and just kind of give me a brief history of your career to date, if you don't mind.
I started playing football, I want to say when I was in 8th grade. I played running back. I was decent at it, but I had to switch over, so I moved to corner my sophomore, junior year in high school, and I didn't make varsity until my senior year. Got a couple offers, but Commerce was the best of them, so I picked Commerce. My freshman year, I redshirted, played a little bit. My redshirt freshman year, started a couple games, but things really started to take off my sophomore year, and we were to this point. So I'm hoping to add on to the resume my senior year.
Right. You've actually done a whole lot of great things there at Commerce. You figure last season, you were named first team all conference. Previous year, to me, I feel like you had a better year, but for whatever reason, you were named second team all conference. You had 18 pass deflections that year, which I think it was just a really great year. And then even if you want to go back like to 2017, Texas A&M Commerce won the national title, which is definitely an awesome experience. But Kader, I realize that you've played a few different positions there in the secondary, and you've also been very active on special teams. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit about you as a defensive back, and then just kind of shift into your experience on special teams?
Yes, sir. I feel like as a defensive back, I personally am. My coach can probably vouch. I feel like there's no position in the secondary I couldn't play. I'm pretty versatile, so they try to just move me around and try to fit me in whatever. But I mostly play corner. And to talk about my special teams, I've done kickoff return, punt, play gunner, and recently last year I started returning kicks. And you feel me? I hope that next year I can get a bigger role with that, with returning kicks.
Gotcha. Well, definitely. That's usually where a lot of guys end up cutting their teeth in the pros. You being able to go out there and play a gunner, as well as a returner. I know you also had a block kick in 2017, so definitely able to contribute like all over the field. So, Kader, tell me about this off season for you. Obviously, some guys aren't playing. How are you staying motivated right now?
The thing that's motivating me is just knowing that we are going to play a season at some point, whenever that's going to be. So, got to stay prepared so we don't have to get ready. So right now we're just working out. We recently started practicing stuff, putting on pads. So we're just staying motivated because we know we have a season to play next year. You feel me? We're right at the national championship, so that's what's keeping me motivated.
Gotcha. And has there been anything specifically that maybe you've been working on?
Yeah, just being more of a playmaker. I made a couple plays last year, but personally, I feel like it was a lot of plays I also left out there. So it's just working on capitalizing on all the opportunities that come to me.
Gotcha. And what do you think is like the best thing that you bring to the table? Like one of your best attributes?
I want to say my work ethic and my athleticism. So I work hard I got to this point just by working hard and stuff like that. And I feel like I'm pretty athletic. So being a corner, I feel like that's like a big part of the game. You're not going to be, every rep is not going to be perfect. And that athleticism, you feel me, is going to help you make up for that.
Cool. And I just kind of want to ask you as well, do you see yourself as a leader on the football field? Kind of chat with me a little bit about like your comfort level as a leader.
I'm definitely a leader, but I would want to say I'm more of a show and tell kind of guy. I don't talk a lot. I'm pretty quiet for people that know me. So I'm more of a I just do the right thing and try to lead by example. So I'm a leader in that kind of sense. But being a vocal leader, like, you feel me, that's something I can work on. But being a leader, like, I just show by example.
Gotcha. And kind of chat with me a little bit about the film room. When you're in there, kind of breaking down your opponents, kind of getting you prepared for the next game. What are you looking at? Like, how do you break things down there?
Just a big thing with me is just learning offenses tendencies, because that's never going to change. Like, whatever offensive coordinator you have, he likes running the plays that he likes, so he's not going to change too much. He might add some plays in there, but the thing's pretty it's going to stay black and white. So I just try to learn that and try to figure out how the quarterback's favorite receivers on what downs, and how receivers release off the line, how, like, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
What routes they're good at, what routes they're not good at.
Right. And during your time in the film room, has there been maybe one particular team or player that you feel like you studied the most?
Yeah, when we played Tarleton, it has the Amari Manning. That, I feel like that was like a big week for me. So that was one of the weeks that I really locked in, because he was a good receiver, and you feel me, it was a good battle when we went against each other.
Cool. I mean, he was definitely one of the guys that was high on my list last season. Very, very productive wide receiver. So let's shift gears a little bit. I mean, let's kind of talk about you in the weight room, because, I mean, I know that you can get at in the weight room. You were chatting with me a while back ago about the fact that you have a 600-pound back squat, which I think is really good for a guy your size, who's 190 pounds, 5'11". So definitely good number there. But just kind of, tell me what is your mentality towards the weight room like, and is there anything else that you want to chat with me about with regards to that?
Yeah, I feel like the weight room is a big factor in separating yourself from everybody else, like preventing injuries and stuff like that. So I try to take the weight room real serious. Like, when it's time to lift, it's time to lift. Like, and I try to lift as much as I can, because you feel me, as a football player, like, you can be athletic, but strength is like a big factor. So I try to take the weight room real serious.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, we know that there are evaluators out there that do fixate on some numbers. So let me just go ahead and hit you with it. I mean, having a 40-inch vertical is actually a really great thing,
Sure.
for you, as well as being able to get within the 4.4 range of your 40. I mean, definitely a good number that I know a lot of evaluators are just kind of, really want to know a little bit more about you and want to turn on the tape to be able to see you on the field. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you want to share with me maybe one of the most memorable plays of your career so far? Like maybe a highlight that you want people to know?
Yeah, a couple plays come to mind. My redshirt freshman year, we were playing Central Washington. It was like the third game of the playoffs. It was a 4th and 15. The other team just needed to get that first down and kick the field goal, and they were gonna beat us. And they threw like an outright. We was in cover 2, and I hit the dude, and he dropped it. And we ended up kicking the field goal and winning the game. That's one. And then against Tarleton, my sophomore year, we were playing Zamari Manning, and it was the first drive of the game. They were on offense, and I picked the ball off to get my team started. So I feel like those two plays right there, that's off the top of my head. Just feel like those are one of my favorite plays.
Gotcha. And let's just chat a little bit about you, like outside of football. I mean, I realize that you're a marketing and business major. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing there as a student at Texas A&M Commerce.
Yeah, I plan on graduating in December and starting my master's in the spring and the fall during the season. I want to be a marketing manager when football is over with. So yeah, I'm trying to get my master's in so I can be more qualified.
Cool. And is there anything else about yourself that you want to share in this video? Any other interests, hobbies, passions? Maybe what you want to use football as a platform for in the future? Anything that you want to share at this time?
Yes, sir. I want to use football as a platform to give back to the community, like anybody that's less fortunate than me. But most importantly, I want to give back to my country. Like a lot of the parents that I left out there don't have too much money, so I just want to make a way for them, like create businesses out there and stuff like that to make a way for them. But when you talk about hobbies and stuff like that, sadly I don't have any hobbies. I just like chilling with my friends, playing video games when I'm not doing football.
Gotcha, man. I mean, I totally get it. I mean, you figure, if it's not video games, you're just hanging out, maybe having a barbecue or something. So I mean, it's kind of how it is out there in Texas. So, um, let's give a little bit of love to some people. I mean, who has really meant a lot to you that you want to give a shout out to at this time? Talk to me about some of your mentors and coaches first.
Over the years, I done had a lot of coaches, and there hasn't been one that's been one favorite, but I had 3 defensive coordinators and 3 position coaches, and every single one of them has left me with some kind of tip that I can use in life or in football. So I appreciate them a lot, even though they probably don't know that, but they all meant a lot to me. So I just want to give them a shout out.
Gotcha. And what about some teammates? I mean, I know you got a lot of good teammates there. Let's give a little bit of love to those guys. I mean, who has impressed you over the years?
Over the years, Amon Simon, we came in the same recruiting class, and ever since we were freshmen, I'm a hard worker, Mon's a hard worker. So when I just see Mon going hard, that makes me want to go hard. So he probably doesn't know that because I don't tell him, but yeah, like Mon, he motivates me a lot.
Cool. Well, I mean, he's probably next on my list to try and get on one of these Zoom ones. So I mean, I'll probably try and hit him up after I get this posted. But
yeah.
But hey, man, as we begin to wrap up a little bit, why don't we just kind of address the whole why question? Tell me why you play football.
I fell in love with football when I first moved out here because it was a way for me to make friends and stuff like that. So I fell in love with the game. But I really play football because I want to make way for my people, and I feel like that can help me. And believe it or not, football is paying for my college, and college is like a big thing for me and my family. So it's done so much for me. So I can't do nothing but love the game. So
Great.
that's my why.
Cool.
It's putting. Yes, sir.
And very last thing for you, man. I mean, just give me your pitch to a professional team. I mean, what would they be getting if they took a chance on you?
They'll be getting like a real versatile player. I can play any position in the secondary. I can do any kind of special teams. I'm real professional in my interaction with coaches. I stay to myself, and I'm just gonna keep my head down and work, not cause any problems. Yes, sir.
Gotcha. So I mean, obviously, you're probably one of the guys there, at the D2 level, that really a lot of people really need to know. I mean, you're kind of checking off a lot of the boxes that I feel like most evaluators really enjoy, and you figure, 5'11", 190 pounds, very successful over the past couple of years, playing a couple different positions, being a return specialist, going out there and really contributing on special teams, just being a hard worker and getting the job done. So, and I feel like that's the kind of player that people would be getting.
Yes, sir.
Kader, I really appreciate your time, and wish you all the best moving forward. Again, this is Kader Kohou, defensive back out of Texas A&M Commerce. Thanks again.
Thank you.